No, I didn't hit it yet. I'm just.
Oh, go ahead and.
Good afternoon, Zion family and friends. It's such a blessing to be able to connect with you in this way. The virus has altered our lives in a great way, and my hope and prayer is that this connection finds you and yours at much peace and blessings with the Lord. Michael and I were talking just a little bit earlier today and talking about how life has changed so drastically. And we were talking about high school seniors and college seniors um, uh, whose hopes of having a great graduation, celebration, proms, and all of those activities have been dashed. And I want to encourage you during this time that we just keep hoping and believing, and that your time of celebration will not be altered to such a degree that you have to put everything aside. But we can be creative during this time, and you can still celebrate your accomplishments. I was thinking this morning around all that was going on, and my mind went to 2 Kings, the 6th chapter, where the king of Aram has made a decision to totally annihilate Israel. And when he goes into his war room to put together his battle plans, he thinks everything is great. But then in the moment that he tries to execute those plans, they're thwarted. And he gets the idea that he's got a spy amongst his crew. But his leaders come to him and say, no, that's not the case. There is a prophet by the name of Elijah who's intercepting by the Spirit all of your plans. And he's informing the king of Israel of what's going on. And the king of Aram says, well, where is he? Go and get him now. So his leaders go to Elisha's place. They surround the place. And then it says this in the 15th verse. When the servant of the man of God got up and went out early the next morning, an army with horses and chariots had surrounded the city. "Oh, my Lord," he said, "what shall we do?" So what it says here is Elijah's servant, and seeing the enemy surrounding his house, hit the panic button. And that's exactly what we're doing now. Due to what's happening with the virus, we turn on the news in the morning and we see all of the things that are happening. And it's easy to hit the panic button. And so many have hit the panic button out of fear, and our behavior, Christian behavior, has just gone out the window. I've seen cases where individuals have literally gotten into fistfights with one another in stores. We hit the panic button of buying. One writer says it very well, that panic buying is the symptoms of a dysfunctional society that's diseased by individualism. And when we think that by hoarding liters of soap in our home is going to push back or slow down the virus, we're sorely mistaken. Because the truth of the matter is, we're going to need other people to be washing their hands. And so when you amass a whole fortress of toilet paper in your house, that is not going to protect you. So let's not hit the panic button of fear that leads us to panic buying. The other panic button that we're hitting is that of unbelief. But I want you to remember and get it in your spirit that God is not only the God of the hills, but he's also the God of the valley. And let's not cast away our confidence. Listen to Elijah's response to his servant. He says in verse 16, and it is a word for us today. Don't be afraid, the prophet answered. Those who are with us are more than those who are with them. And he goes on to say, O Lord, open his eyes so he may see. Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked, and he saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. As the enemy came down toward him, Elisha prayed to the Lord, strike these people with blindness. So he struck them with blindness as Elijah had asked. My prayer this morning for you, that in the midst of all of the facts and this fight that we're having, this spiritual warfare, that you would not just see the numbers of victims climbing and the numbers, the death toll, and the numbers of cities and states that have now been impacted. My prayer is that you will be able to look with the eyes of faith and see that God is all around us. And he promised that he would not leave us. And I believe that. I hold on to that. And I pray that you would live in that during this time. May the Lord bless you during this period and give you peace that goes beyond your understanding. Shalom.